Hi, I'm in denial and grieving the loss of a loved one sucks. For example, I recently ploughed my car straight into the side of my house, killing my entire family. I haven't been able to function properly since. I loved that car. Anyway, with Battlefield 2042 just around the corner, I thought now would be a good time to bid a fond farewell to Battlefield 5 and look back on our slightly toxic, slightly domestic abusey, slightly bollocks relationship. Well, at least for now anyway. Sure, I told DICE I was earning the big bucks as the leading expert stroke consultant in tampon testing, and maybe that was a bit of a lie. I don't earn the big bucks, it is voluntary, and I do it for my own personal research. But DICE also said they had a 12-inch cock and that they could satisfy me in ways that no tampon could, but they also failed to deliver. It's pretty big, but it ain't no foot long. From its early days, Battlefield 5 has had its fair share of controversies relating to historical accuracy, certain gun mechanics, lack of promised features and updates, and the fact that their developer's name is so close to Dick. Why don't they just change it to Dick? But I'm not going to dwell on these things too much in this video. Instead, I think I'll just reminisce on our 3-year-long abusive relationship, raising any point that I think is relevant and more than likely irrelevant too. Basically, I don't know where this video is going, but yeah. Subscribe for more quality content just like this. So you know when you meet a newlywed couple? No, me neither, but I think it happens, and the first thing you're kind of forced to say is, "Oh, how did you two meet?" Well, I'm going to start with that. But first, isn't that such a risky question? What if the answer is something like, "So, it was at a rape trial I was attending, and her eyes just lit up the room, and I just knew right there that I had to have her at any cost, legal or not. So once I'd been sentenced and served my time, I tracked her down, and the rest, as they say, is history." What do you say to that? Anyway, it started with the trailer, a visual representation of chaos itself caught in the act of masturbation. It also featured a woman with a prosthetic hand who would have given very uncomfortable hook jobs. Now this woman, amongst other things, caused a lot of issues with Battlefield fans, and as far as I understand it, this was due to the historical inaccuracy and the fact that the fans felt DICE were trying to play the progressive card, but yeah, fuck knows. Personally, I'm not overly concerned with that kind of stuff. I just want to know that the game will be good, the game will work, and that under the right circumstance I'm able to dunk my wrinkled balls into the mouth of another player. So I guess I do care a bit about historical accuracy. It's the first thing the soldiers did as they stormed Normandy. So yeah, that's how Battlefield 5 and I met. I guess in this weird dating analogy, the trailer was effectively the first date. DICE showed me the goods, but there was to be no insertion of any bodily part into the body of the other. I suppose I could have gotten around this by hacking into DICE's servers or whatever, and playing non-consensually, and I suppose in our dating analogy, that would just be considered straight up rape. So let's just say I had early access. Not really, I'd just like to clarify that I'm not a rapist. Well, a convicted rapist. Again, that was a joke. Wow, rape jokes. Great content. Now, time for the first night of action. As far as I can remember, to start with, I wasn't the biggest fan of Battlefield 5. It had some pretty big boots to fill in the form of Battlefield 1, which even to this day stands strong as a fan favourite. There were many issues with the gameplay itself, which made it about as fun to play as getting a root canal from your dentist whilst they're pegging you without any lube, which, credit where credit is due, must be incredibly difficult to do at the same time. But even whilst getting pegged by your dentist, there are bound to be moments of joy, and Battlefield 5 was no different. Whether it was just a novelty of a new game or something else, I don't know, but within this whirlwind of shit gameplay, root canals and pegging, were glimmers of hope, that said, "Hey Dan, don't leave me, I can change." And so I didn't leave it. I think DICE did some fucking about with the gameplay issues, and whether they ever actually fixed them is a topic for another day. Probably another channel who doesn't refer to rape, pegging and dick so much in their Battlefield 5 videos. But yeah, there were changes, and I think over time I have come to enjoy Battlefield 5, but I don't think it has been as good as previous Battlefields. One of the biggest things that Battlefield 1 had that Battlefield 5 doesn't is a 12-inch cock and atmosphere. In Battlefield 1, the immersion, a word that DICE seems to have stuck on every one of their employees' desk and told them to ejaculate on as proof of their commitment to said word, was far better. I'm still receiving counselling for the PTSD I picked up from Battlefield 1. It's going well, thank you for asking, and I haven't cried in the shower for a good few hours now. Whereas with Battlefield 5, I feel like I've had more atmospheric prostate exams, which apparently it's not appropriate to turn up to wearing a gimp suit, but if a man is going to stick his fingers and possibly his fist, we'll see how things go up my ass, then I want to be dressed appropriately. So, as you should say to any of your relationships that you wish to end in an adult and civil way, hi, insert name, Battlefield 5 in this instance, after minutes of consideration, I have come to the conclusion that you now repulse me. I once ate a dodgy falafel which gave me chronic diarrhea and an intense case of hemorrhoids, and I had more fun then than I do with you now. And you smell bad. For the love of God, take a damn shower, please. Oh, and you might have herpes now. It's straight to the point, and nobody's feelings get hurt. So I guess that was my farewell to Battlefield 5. For now, anyway. And of course, Battlefield 2042 will be out very soon, and I'm hoping to get videos out as frequently as I can. So if you have any requests or suggestions, leave a comment below. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more questionable content just like this.